Welcome into the Fan Speak Network. I am your host for tonight, Andrew, the TD King Rob. Joining me, also part of the Fan Speak Network, you know him, Spread. Spread, thank you so much for joining me tonight. Appreciate you jumping in for Bruni. He is off preparing to go to the Fantasy Football Expo. So he unfortunately wasn't able to make it tonight, but Spread, appreciate you having you on. How are you?
Man, as I told you right before we started, kind of got lucky here. I've been fighting something off here, so I'm not working tonight. But misfortune turned to fortune as I got to be able to do this show with you. Got some big shoes to fill here, taking Bruni's thing, and but I'll try to make fun of you a little and drop some '90s music references to make sure we get all that taken care of.
Well, Bruni would be proud. So as always, appreciate you joining me here. We're gonna just talk a little bit about some injuries in camp. You know, obviously, tis the season now that we're really getting into training camp and preseason's about to start. Unfortunately, this is the season where we're going to see those injuries come through, and we always pray that it's not to the guys we have high exposures on. Honestly, obviously, we never want to see injuries, but if you get one to a guy that you're pretty exposed to, that's always a downer right away. So we'll get into a little bit of here. Obviously, we will hit on where we think Brandon Ayuk is going to end up as well. But let's start off with some camp news. So obviously today, Josh Downs, went down, has a high ankle sprain, expected to miss 4 to 6 weeks. Obviously, there's probably going to be a little bit of a dip on Josh Downs. Have you been taking him already, and are you going to buy the dip?
Yep, I took him this morning.
How far past ADP did you get him roughly?
I think about 15 slots.
Okay. Yeah, that's kind of where I expected. Probably, at least around, 12 to probably 20 spots later. I'm also going to buy the dip because, I mean, honestly, if it's 4 weeks, that puts us right at the season. If it's 6, he misses 2 weeks. As long as he comes back healthy, that's really all, we're concerned about. And I know that, friend of the program here, Sebastian Fearon, the DGen doc, put out on Twitter today that he's not overly concerned with it. It's a high ankle sprain. You don't love to see that, but I think it's a little bit better that he's a wide receiver as opposed to a running back. Running backs, I think, have a tougher time with cutting and all that, how much they do on the field. So it sucks, but overall, it's not terrible. So I'm also going to be buying the dip. He has looked very good in camp so far. So it's definitely somebody I don't want to just full on fade. Let's see.
I was going to say he's had a great rapport so far with Richardson. And I don't know about you. I've never gone so far as to where he's in my top 3. So I figure I can easily absorb those missing 2 weeks. And to be fair, I'd say most of our players are going to miss 2 weeks over the course of the season, right? It just seems like if I get 15 out of 17 on all my guys, it's fine. I just happen to know for him it's going to be the first 2. So, I'm fine with it, especially where you're getting him at. He's usually my 4th, 5th, sometimes even 6th receiver, depending on how aggressive I've been.
Yeah. I mean, I have about 10% exposure across the board on UD for Josh Downs. So not terrible. Obviously don't love to see it, but can absorb a little bit here. I saw Mike Williams was activated from the PUP list. Have you been drafted in Mike Williams at all? Or if you haven't, are you going to start now that he's off PUP and kind of moving forward?
I have not. I mean, I grab him here or there on a jet stack with Rogers. But we've talked before, and I'm worried about both those men as far as injuries go. So when it appears, usually to be an ADP value of one of the two, or I miss out on the quarterbacks I want, and I'm trying to create a back stack or something like that. And I'll start with Williams first, then you grab Rogers, and then you grab a Conklin or a Braylon Allen or something to try and correlate it all. But I have not, and I don't think this news is going to change things for me. I'll continue to do it here and there, but it's not a priority for me. I'd rather have Downs than Williams, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, no, I agree with that as well. I mean, I've taken a little bit of Mike Williams for some correlation, for some stacks. But yeah, I mean, I think I'll get a little bit more of him. I don't want to go too overly exposed to Mike Williams because fortunately he's been a guy that we've seen already, in his career that just can't stay healthy. So I know he's off of the PUP now, but he's definitely a guy that doesn't have luck on his side when it comes to injuries. So I think drafting him at his ADP or past is fine. He might climb up the board a little bit. I mean, I'll probably still be okay taking him if he moves up half a round or so. Anything more than that, unless I'm going for a stack, I'm going to leave Mike Williams out there. Um, obviously Rondale Moore was carted off the field, didn't look very good. I don't know if you drafted any Rondale Moore at all when you were doing the Falcons stacks at all. I've taken him a couple times, and maybe like 3%, so it hasn't really killed me. But have you taken any Rondale Moore?
Very little. Didn't really affect me that much. I had more of him on DraftKings, of course, for those last 2 rounds.
Yep.
But I've been kind of staying away from the Falcon stacks. A lot of times, even when I start with Bijan, it doesn't work out for me.
Okay. I've definitely taken my fair share of Falcon stacks with Kirk and London and Pitts, whatever the case may be, because Kirk is so easy to get, in the middle rounds. So he's an easy stack potential. But I'm there with you.
When you're on the turn too, you can grab Kirk and Mooney if you've gotten left out.
Yeah.
Around I can't remember what round that would be, about 11, 12.
Okay. I did see just an update. Puka Nacua expected to be ready for week 1. I know McVay had talked about it a little bit, said it's a week to week, should be good. That's somebody obviously that he's being drafted in round 1. We hate to see anybody in round 1 kind of go down with any sort of injury, but it appears that he should be okay as well. A darling of ours, Russell Wilson. I'm sorry, Roman Wilson. Obviously went down with injury. Looks like it's not going to be too serious for him. Should be there again. I've already seen him dip a lot. Are you going to continue buying the dip on our boy Roman Wilson?
Yeah, I think I got him on DraftKings. He's in like the 160s on the ADP or the rank. I got him past pick 200 today. So I didn't make it a priority, but I said, wow, at this point, this is fantastic because so that's I'm fine. I'm fine continuing with him. I think he's dipping more off the Ayuk news than that injury, don't you?
Yeah, potential. I think it's a little bit of both. And obviously, good segue in there, but Brandon Ayuk, man, appears to be on the move. Or maybe not. I don't know. It's funny. I saw somebody posted on Twitter a meme today where it just said nobody knows anything, and it had a picture of Brandon Ayuk. Like, we see these reports from these random Twitter people saying like, oh, he's going here, oh, he's going there, oh, there's talks of him going this place, right? Like, nobody really knows anything right now. It looks like the leader in the clubhouse and actual talks probably have happened with the Steelers. So yeah, I think you're right. I think it's a little bit of both. But speaking of Brandon Ayuk, you think he does go to the Steelers? Do you think he stays with the Niners? Is there a dark horse in your mind that's just hasn't been brought to light yet where he could go?
So I'm probably going to be wrong about it. I didn't think there was any chance they were going to trade him. I thought this was all smoke and just not having enough. Now, from what I read, and these are all unsubstantiated rumors, he got a huge deal from New England, and that was going to be the best offer for the 49ers, and he didn't want that. And he said, I'm not going to sign that contract either. So he wants to be in Pittsburgh. And I was talking to my buddy at work about it yesterday and go, why would you want to go to that division? Well, you just want to get hit hard every single night. The hardest hitting games in football, the AFC North. You want to be part of that division? You could hang out here at the NFC West where we run all these exotic offenses, and the worst you get is a little bit of 40-degree rain there in December. Yeah, I'm shocked. So I don't know. Does Pittsburgh have the cap room? I don't even know how they would pull this off.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm assuming that maybe he wants to go play for his unconfirmed dad, Mike Tomlin. Obviously they're uncanny how they look alike. It is pretty crazy. I've seen side by side photos of them, and it is it's kind of staunch how much they both look alike. So maybe he just wants to go play for his dad and hope that he can get some testing done to show that he is actually Mike Tomlin's son. Tyler in the chat saying what's up. Obviously Murray Lime up in here, obviously a fan favorite, and obviously a fan of U-Spread. He put the little strong
we
emoji.
had a good time drafting together yesterday. He did a great job. I would love to get your thoughts on it. He grabbed Caleb and all 3 wide receivers.
Man, so right out of the gate, I don't like that.
Impressive.
Yeah, I don't like that. I mean, for a couple different reasons. One, Chicago, how much are they going to truly just change what they've done and just throw the ball around? He's really going to need that to work out for him if he has all three wide receivers. Also, historically, rookie quarterbacks don't throw for a ton of touchdowns. So unless Caleb Williams goes out and does things that we have not really seen a ton of, I just don't know if that'll work out. Now, with that said, if Caleb Williams is fine, is good, and two of those guys have really good seasons, top 24, then that's a different story. But I doubt that that's what's going to happen. So I mean, hey, if you're drafting a bunch of these, get a little crazy and do something different, right? But if you're not, I mean, I'm not an advocate for that. I don't know. It's interesting, but it's just not something I would probably do. Mr. Wiles in the chat, he said he's turned into an absolute diva. Yeah, Ayuk is definitely being a diva. He could have got a ton of money in New England, but I get why he doesn't want to play there either. Tyler says players do love Tomlin, and Shanny did raw dog Ayuk for a few years ago, and San Francisco doesn't want to pay him, so it makes sense.
What did he do a few years ago?
I think if I remember correctly, Ayuk came in the league and was kind of like a little bit of a shithead. Just had a problem, kind of on and off the field a little bit, and I think they kind of, threw him to the wayside a little bit. And then he changed his attitude, and now look at him. Right now, he's done what Shanahan has asked and all that. So I think that Tyler's, correct. They kind of raw dogged him a little bit, and now maybe just doesn't want to stay there. I don't know. Me, the whole situation.
Shanahan's sick of him too. That was the report I read today that Shanahan was like, get rid of him. So.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't really believe that because I mean, like, this is their win now window. Like, why go get rid of a guy who has tremendously helped you on the field? And they are definitely better when he is healthy and on the field. So I don't know. The whole thing kind of stinks to me. If from both sides, I think there is a small chance that he just up and just says, you know what, fuck it. I'm either not playing or they just tag him and they're like, you can not play and now make no money, or you can play for us and we'll see what happens after the season. But yeah, I do think ultimately he probably ends up a Steeler.
Yeah, I guess so. So we'll see how that works out. I thought there was no way, like you said, the Super Bowl window, figured they could throw whatever issues they had under the rug for at least one more year. But boy, it's looking not to be the case.
Yeah. One last thing before we jump into a BBM draft. I did see, and I was trying to look for it here. Oh yeah. Where is it? Oh yeah, here. So the Chargers depth chart listed their running back group. Starters are J.K. Dobbins or Gus Edwards, and then backups, obviously, Vidal, Spiller, Patterson, all those guys. So they kind of listed Dobbins and Edwards like it looks like they're saying 1A, 1B kind of ordeal. Do you truly believe that? Do you think Gus Edwards is still the guy there? Should we be drafting more of J.K. Dobbins? Where are you at with the Chargers running backs?
Same place I've always been. I always assume J.K. Dobbins is the best back if he's healthy. It's almost like the Mike Williams situation, though. Will he be healthy? And I do think that Gus Edwards will get some of that goal line work. So maybe that's why they have it in there. That JK is going to be in between the 20s and Gus is going to be the red zone back. So I've already got some exposure to him. Sometimes he falls, and that's just pretty much when I grab him. But in the range that he's at, I think that the upside is the best. I think that he's got a higher ceiling than, say, like Bucky Irving or you're getting into the pure backups, right? Like Elijah Mitchell and guys like that in that range. So I have been taking some of both players, especially in this format. So because right now, if I go aggressive on the RB and don't do the full zero RB deal, if he's my fourth or fifth running back, I'm fine with that. If I already have like a Saquon or a Jacobs or, Montgomery Mostert or a couple guys that I'm pretty comfortable with, I think he's worth the swing, J.K. Dobbins. And then I think you want to have some exposure. I think you want to be even with the field on Gus. I think Gus will definitely be in some winning lineups for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, and I agree. And you kind of said something out loud that I have been processing and thought in my head for a while now, is that Gus Edwards will probably play the goal line back for them. So I mean, if that's the case on UD here, obviously that's valuable to us because we are touchdown hunting, as Mega likes to say, on UD. That's where the points are. So yeah, I mean, I still think drafting either one is fine. I still kind of prefer Edwards because I mean he knows the system. and he was very good around the goal line for Baltimore. So I assume that he's going to just kind of slot in as that guy for the Chargers as well. But I'm more willing to draft J.K. Dobbins. I do have a little bit of him, but I'm more open to drafting him now than I have been recently. Anything else you want to hit on before we hop into a draft?
No, I'm sure it'll come up round by round, and I'll have some questions for you. But we'll dive right in, and I'm sure we'll come up with some.
All right, cool. So for anybody in the chat, if you haven't already, Mike Robb says, very good to see Andrew and Bruni spice up their streaming marriage with a little side action. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, so let's go ahead and jump into one here. Chat, if you are ready, we are gonna hop in one. If it lets me.
All right, let's cross our fingers.
There we go.
Location.
No,
I knew it. I told you I had the same problem today too.
I'm just gonna get in from my phone because that's no problem. All right, four more to start.
Well, how would that work then? Because are we still going to be able to see the screen on the?
Yeah,
on the
here, I'll just pull it up here now.
Really? Okay, great.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, you can get in with your phone, and then if you're on your desktop, just go ahead and just click to the active tab, and you can get right in.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna start doing that.
Yeah.
And then you can just draft from your laptop or whatever you're using.
Yep.
Oh, great. That's a good trick. I should have used that this morning because I tried to draft with Meg, but I got the location error. All right, here we go. Let's see if we got some guys in here from the chat.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to reload this real quick because it wasn't showing my exposures for some reason. The best ball overlay, every time I change the extension, it like just redoes it.
What do you mean?
So like you see how it's not showing my exposures beside it?
Yeah, is it because you have to re-upload your CSV or whatever it is?
I did that earlier and then I put it in, but for some reason when I do that, it for some reason I don't know if it unclicks my exposure here. I'm gonna have to figure that out. So in the chat here, or let's see, we have. Oh, I think D Cates is Dalton Cates. I don't know if you know him from Twitter. Met him at the expo. He works with Ben Gretch and them on Stealing Bananas. Okay. But we have Wiles in the chat, and in the 5 spot, we are bringing up the rear in the 12 spot.
I met every single time.
Brad,
I wish you had your exposures up. The guy right around 12 was probably at like 50%.
I live in the 9 to 12. It is absurd.
All right. Well, this will be good. Of course, I'm here to help you out, but it sounds like you're going to be pretty experienced at this strategy.
Yeah. I would like to get some, of these guys up front here a little bit more, but you never know who will fall.
One interesting thing for me on the turn is I feel like I get a hashtag get my guys, but I feel like I reach. We usually never have problems with correlation, obviously, because you can just reach, to get your stuff. So who do you like in the area that we're going to be drafting in?
So we'll be down here. We'll see who falls. I do like these wide receivers here. If any of these guys, make it down. I mean, obviously, if Bijan or Brees make it there, that's an auto click for me.
That's not going to happen.
Yeah, I have not done many double RBs or like high RBs. I would be interested in doing something of that nature when we kind of get down because we're gonna be coming back around this spot here. So we'll see who falls here. But so far we have obviously CMC, Lamb, Hill, Brees Hall at 4, JJ, and Chase.
All right.
Do you have a favorite guy in round 1? Like a guy that you're like, that's the guy I 100% would love to get?
Yeah, Tyreek Hill.
Tyreek Hill? Okay. So you need to be within the top 3 if you need to take Hill.
But I talked about it on shows before. I'm at the point where I have enough Hill, so I don't get him at 1 or 2 just because my exposure is there. But, the cool situations for me is I get 4 or 5 and he falls. And it's crazy. It's usually a running back, someone jumping up for a running back.
Yeah. Monroe goes at 7.
So for us here, I think this is fun, and this is why I wanted to do this rather than us draft together. I wanted to talk about stuff. Jahmyr Gibbs is going to be the running back that's going to be staring us right in the face. How are you feeling about starting this with Jahmyr Gibbs?
I'm okay with it. I mean, I have a lot of exposure to Montgomery, so I can kind of hedge myself with Gibbs.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a yeah, I'm not opposed to it. I was doing it a lot more at the earlier part of the drafting season, but I'm not opposed. So he did
All right.
fall to us. We could take Gibbs. I mean, we could be a little different and kind of go like Gibbs and Debo. We could go, I'm cool with any of these wide receivers doubled up. Um, what do you want to do here? You got
I'll
10
let you
seconds.
decide, and then I'll just be able to jump in after we know our start. And then I'll know where I want the strategy to go.
All right, let's take Gibbs.
Okay.
So what are your thought process here now that we have Gibbs?
I would want either Puka, Debo, or Nico Collins.
Okay. You know what? Yeah, let's do the Debo. I think he's going to pop up anyway, especially if Ayuk really does go down. So let's grab Debo.
Okay. All right. So this is an
And
interesting
Jake
start.
in the chat did say Debo at 12-13 turn looks better now. Yeah, I mean, if Ayuk's gone, that really helps Debo.
It's going to happen a lot. I mean, I think most people prefer JJ or Chase.
Yeah, it's
I
tough
usually
because
go Chase unless I'm doing weekly winners.
yeah, it's tough for me because Chase obviously has a way better quarterback situation going on, but Chase also has to deal with T. Higgins. JJ, I mean, yeah, he has to deal with Addison, but I don't really think Addison is Higgins in my eyes. So JJ's just he's just an anomaly to me. He's kind of quarterback proof a little bit in my eyes. I saw like some stats. I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before on Twitter about Justin Jefferson and how he has been a lot better, or he's been better even without like Kirk on the field. Hold on, I think it was Jacob Gibbs. Shout out Jacob Gibbs. If you're not following him on Twitter, you really should be. His Twitter's awesome. He has a lot of cool stats. Let me see if I can find it here. I think he was the one that was saying it. Yeah, here. So Justin Jefferson with Kirk Cousins on and off field for 2022, 2023. Yards per route run, 2.63 with Cousins on the field, 2.94 with Cousins off the field. That was 171 routes. It's funny that they seem to be pushing him a little bit more downfield when it wasn't Kirk. For whatever that's worth, I just think that's interesting. So he's kind of, to me, a
You
little
know
bit
what?
quarterback proof.
It doesn't surprise me. And I would say when we listen to scouts, right, guys like Steve that really know the tape, they say one of the things that separates a great college quarterback to a pro level prospect is the ability to throw somebody open. So my takeaway from that is every single guy on an NFL roster, even the third stringer, can hit the wide open guy. And Jefferson's arguably just the best receiver. Like if you're going to do the Madden attributes, and we're not doing fantasy football and what the stats are going to be, but just his attributes and his ability to beat his man, he's arguably the best receiver in the league. So those numbers don't surprise me at all. And I had read that he had some pretty good games there with who was it last year? Was it Mullins and one other guy? The guy they traded for.
Yeah, it was Dobbs.
Yeah. So yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all. All right. So as an experienced 12-13 drafter, what is who are the guys you're targeting in these next two rounds? I'm a big Malik Neighbors guy. I don't know if he'll be that far. Where is he on there? Did he already go?
Yeah, I think he did. He went right here, 21.
21?
Yeah.
I'm not that big a Malik Neighbors guy. Especially right there, because the guy's at like 20. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Jake thinks JJ's best talent wise. Yeah, I'll still take JJ, but it's very close. I mean, you're splitting hairs between those two guys.
Yeah.
A spread got the West Coast natural sunlight going, Meg. Yeah, it's dark here on the East Coast.
Yeah.
All right, so let's just check in with Wiles here. Let's see what he's done so far. So he went JJ Waddle and Mike Evans. I like that start.
Mhm. I told you how much I love Tyreek Hill, but anybody can get injured. Jalen Waddle could be if he'll miss like 6 or 7 weeks or something.
Hmm.
Waddle could be a top 10 guy. So uh,
Definitely.
he's another guy that the talent might actually exceed the fantasy production.
Hmm. So we are up in 5 picks here. So that'll lead us down roughly in this range. So question for you is, do you want to stack any sort of like Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes? If so, then that'll kind of dictate, what we're going to do. If not, then it kind of opens the board up for a little bit here.
You know what's funny? I end up doing that a lot when I'm in this position with an Allen Kincaid or something, and reaching for Kincaid. And I think it's because I don't necessarily love the receivers in this spot. Of the Houston wide receivers, I like Collins the best. I mean, obviously he goes the highest, but still, for the price, I think he's the best. Um, you know, Laporta, I'm not in love with at that cost. Zay Flowers, I'm not. I was getting him early, and I guess if you want to get different, and then we're getting down to Pickens and Amari Cooper here, so it's like I can get the number one fantasy scoring player in football last year, or George Pickens, who might become the number two here pretty soon. So,
Yeah.
uh,
Man, I I kind of want to take Pacheco.
all right, let's do it. Let's grab Pacheco. I don't have much Pacheco, so that's a good idea. Now, who else? Who do we want to match with him? Kelsey.
So, so we have Gibbs, so we could take Laporta to match that. If
That's a good plan.
not, I mean, we can take Allen and then hope to stack him later. Or I'm okay taking, like Amari Cooper here. Higgins, what do you want to do?
Um, let's go.
We only got 3 seconds.
Okay, Cooper it is.
Okay. So far we have Gibbs, Pacheco, Debo, and Cooper, all on different buys as well. I like that. That's different for me. I don't have this combination so far for sure. So coming back around, we are going to be where 60. That's right. So just scroll down here a little bit. So that'll leave us somewhere in the Ridley, Reed, Pitts, Godwin, Mixon, White, Worthy, Kittle, Adunze, Ken Walker kind of ordeal there. Anybody stick out to you there that you prefer?
I was high on Walker, but I can't even remember. So that's the problem when you just listen to so much stuff, and we've been doing it all summer. I feel bad when I don't attribute who I was listening to. But someone made a good point. Grubb's going to try and throw a lot, and Charbonnet was the back on the third down, carries a lot. And if they move into that style of offense, Walker might be another player to use something we've said already. Yeah, that his talent would exceed his production because he just won't be getting the opportunities. So, the other two are Mixon and White. I've been staying away from. What do you think of those guys?
Yeah, Mixon, I was on for a while, and then he's having this injury. Is it going to linger? So I've kind of just been staying away for now. I have some exposure to him, so it's fine for me to do that. White, I haven't taken a lot of new coaching staff. I think Dave Canales was really good for White. Now he's not there anymore. They like Bucky Irving, so I'm worried that White's workload's going to kind of go down. But they said that he's the unquestioned one. I mean, he's in an offense that's probably going to be scoring some points, so he's not a bad pick. Now, with our build though, with two RBs already, I don't feel that we need to take an RB here. I'm fine still taking wide receiver or tight end. So I guess we'll see who falls, but I'm fine taking like either one of Kittle or Pitts,
I
and
want to
then
take Kittle kind of on that Debo build we had, and then lock us in to try and get Purdy.
okay, yeah, I'm fine with that as well.
And then just, I guess, best wide receiver available at that point.
Yeah, is there a wide receiver here that you prefer out of the like, let's say Rashi Rice falls, like Rice, Ridley, Reed, Godwin, Worthy, Odunze?
No.
Okay, I mean,
I'm
I
trying to
like
think who my favorite was in there. I Those all the ones I could probably say something about them a lot. I probably like Worthy the best there. Although my buddy's telling me I got a little too much rookie love there for Worthy, and maybe we should go with the veteran.
Yeah, Worthy. I like Worthy because of what he can be in the offense for them, the downfield guy. But I know we saw the opposite of what I'm about to say. But generally, in an Andy Reid offense, rookies tended to not do well because of the intensity of the offense and the intricacy of it as well. So they tend to not do very well. But if he slots in and plays any sort of Tyreek Hill role, that could be fruitful because we are again hunting for touchdowns on underdog. So if he's going down deep, catching a bunch of touchdowns, if he has 7, 8 touchdowns deep and gives you, 6 to 8 spike weeks, that would be very good. I mean, up here, like all these KC wide receivers are going to go. I don't mind grabbing one of them because of us having Pacheco kind of doing that little team stack there. So I don't mind doing that as well. But I also really like. I mean, I have a lot of exposure to Godwin, which I wish my exposures were showing. But I'm gonna try to refresh it after this because I did just go up to the extension tab and reload it again. So we'll see. I'll try to refresh it after this. But yeah, I'm fine with any of those guys, honestly. James Cook's there too. That's interesting. We don't need another running back, but that'd be a hell of a three running back start there.
Yeah, that's just so fun after doing all these DraftKings drafts. What running backs are more valuable here? Although it feels like the drafters on Underdog are more wide receiver thirsty. I'm wide receiver thirsty on DraftKings. It's kind of fun to be able to. I think one of the advantages of Underdog is it's a little more balanced. Where I think the wide receivers are really overpowered on DraftKings format.
Yeah, I mean it's PPR too, so that kind of leans into that a little bit. But yeah,
and it leans into it a lot.
Yeah,
that 12 catches is a lot different. Getting 12 instead of 6.
Tim D says Pacheco is a freight train. Yeah, I absolutely love Pacheco. All right, so we're gonna be up next here. We got Brown, Reed, Pitts, Godwin, Mixon.
Is Kittle still on the board?
No,
Kittle's gone.
Kittle went.
Yeah, all right.
So I'm fine. If we want to wait on tight end, I'm fine with that. I'm also fine with Pitts. I like Pitts a lot too. If not, we can just take we can take 2 of these wide receivers.
Let's grab Pitts and a receiver, and that way, if we miss out on Purdy, who I guess isn't he's not for must anymore. But the good thing about Pitts is you got Cousins as the backup plan on your quarterback.
Yeah, exactly. Any of these running backs that you like a lot? Reed, Godwin, I know you said Worthy. I'm fine taking Worthy if we want to take the shot on him.
I will go Worthy or
I mean Jaden Reed's interesting too.
Jaden ADP says take Jaden Reed.
Yeah.
My brain says take Deontay Johnson.
You know what? Let's just take Worthy.
Okay.
Let's do it. I mean, we're going to take probably, 8 wide receivers, I imagine, probably somewhere in there. So, I mean, he's probably not going to kill us, but I do like stacking him team stack wise with Pacheco.
Oh, that's a great point. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's fine. And obviously Pitts, love Pitts here.
Yeah, I'm not too high on Pitts. I've been going Kittle over Pitts, but I guess the draft room did that as well.
Mm-hmm. All right, I'm gonna refresh the screen here real quick. I want to see if the
right. While you do that, I'll be right back.
Okay. We'll see if the exposures load in here. If not, maybe I just did something wrong. No, it doesn't. Has not loaded in. Active. I must have did something wrong on it. Speaking of best ball overlay, if you would like to, we are obviously running a special for best ball overlay. You can use code FANSPEAK for $10 off per month, making it only $20. It's a cool tool to use. Definitely helps. Obviously, one of my exposures, if I don't upload this incorrectly, my exposure should be showing. But it's nice to see the week 15, 16, 17 correlation. It is nice to see the exposures. So if anybody wants to try it out, there's no contract to it. It's not like you have to hold it for a long time. You can have it for a month and try it out for the rest of the off season here. You can keep it and then try it for battle royales. It's a really cool tool to use. Tons of customization to it. So head over to bestballoverlay.com. Use our code FANSPEAK for $10 off per month.
So it didn't refresh, that your exposures didn't come up
No,
in the refresh?
no, I must have did something wrong with it. I hadn't uploaded it for a little bit because I was on vacation and stuff. So maybe I just did it wrong. I'll have to go back and look at the instructions to make sure I uploaded that correctly.
Yeah, I was gonna make fun of you for your exposures. It's fun though, because there's certain ones like I'll tell you what, those third, fourth round running backs I'm low on. Remember, I was so excited about Josh Jacobs, and then I completely dropped off the train, and now I'm like, well, I need a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't drafted a ton of Josh Jacobs either. I mean, he's somebody
Especially
I
since
just
Marshawn Lloyd can't hold on to the ball.
yeah, I still think Lloyd will be fine. He's just probably going to just take a little bit to actually get there. He'll be like a middle to end of the season guy probably.
Yeah, I'm wondering. He had fumbling issues in college too, and then for him to come into camp and have that same problem.
Yeah, it's not great. I mean, as a Washington fan, I saw Antonio Gibson not be able to hold on to the ball, and the coaches quickly soured on Antonio Gibson with his fumbling issues. So that's a real issue for.
What's your exposure there? I have barely any of him.
Gibson? Oh, you know what? Here, I'll just check on my phone so I can tell you. It's not a lot. I can tell you that.
I probably am at 2%.
Antonio, yeah, I've literally 2%.
Yeah. I mean, just every once in a while, like he'll slip, and it's just like if it's him or Tyrone Tracy, I'm going to take him. But
yeah, I actually prefer Tyrone Tracy.
Really?
Over Gibbs, yes. Well, I mean, the Pats might have the worst offensive line in the league, so don't love that. Now, granted, for Gibson, it may not matter because he's probably going to catch balls out of the backfield, so it may not matter too much for him. But I would much rather take Tyrone Tracy.
Got it.
Let me roll down the board here. Where is Purdy for us? He's going to be down. Yeah, so he's right there. Just going to star him up, keep him there for us.
Not too early. That way, if we accidentally auto draft him, we're okay.
Oh, yeah. Remember last time we auto drafted, we did a weekly winner together, and we took Tua like, oh my God, like 50 picks above.
DeAndre Hopkins, another one dropping with a little camp injury. We kind of left him off the injury at the beginning report, but
that's true.
Guys like Josh Downs, we said, we're not too concerned. At Hopkins' age, I was concerned, and I drafted a lot of them. So I said, even though there's a dip and you're going to be able to get a better value on them, I might just quit while I'm ahead there.
It's true.
Jameson Williams is flying up the board for a guy that's never well, I guess he hasn't played much, but I mean, it's not like he was a statistical monster last year.
Yeah, we're going to be up next here. I would like to grab another wide receiver here. I don't mind Addison. I know Hopkins is there, but he hasn't fallen, so I don't want to take that. Curtis Samuel as well. If Ferguson made it here, I mean, your boy Brock Bowers is down there.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
I like some Curtis Samuel or some Jordan Addison.
Okay. Are you open to taking both of them?
Yeah.
Okay, I think we may do that here. I do like taking both shots here.
Okay.
Yeah, you know what? Let's do that. Why did it just take Brock Purdy? I literally was clicking the button. Oh, Jesus criminy.
Well, it wouldn't be a draft without us overdrafting QB.
That's so funny because it wasn't like I have my phone here. It was not buzzing.
To be fair, that wasn't the worst. We probably got him,
No, he's what, 111? Yeah, 111. So it's better to get it's not going to matter in the season.
What I do like is that we have our full hopefully starting team. For whatever reason, that just makes me feel better as we continue to draft.
Mm-hmm. So let's see. So we're going to be rolling down, and we are going to be in
on the best ball overlay. Why, like on Purdy's name, is all three of the ones in green, but then on Gibbs, only one of them is in green.
It shows that it's their point totals. Their point totals are over the threshold that they have set. So if you see for Purdy, it's 47, 49, and 49.5 are the over-unders. On Gibbs, it's 50. Oh, no, these are all the same too. I thought that's what that meant. Ooh, that's a good question. Meg, if you're in the chat, you want to help us out? Do you know what that is?
Yeah, like Pacheco, we have no green lines.
Let's see. Just checking in the chat here. Wild says starting to grab Jacobs a bit more.
I am too.
Need a 2022 season out of him. Yeah, I mean, he was very good in 2022. Kind of was hit or miss, 2023. Uh, yeah, well, he's making fun of us about having Purdy in the
Yeah,
number one
I
Q
mean,
spot, but I was clicking the button on Addison. I don't know why it wasn't going through.
it's fine. I'm not
Yeah.
too worried about missing Jordan Addison.
No.
I mean,
we got Addison. It's just
we
yeah,
missed Curtis
Samuel.
Samuel.
Yeah, and again, Addison has a court date set for October 7th. Obviously, even if something happens that day, he's not going to be suspended right away. So, hoping that it gets pushed off from this year, if anything does happen. You obviously would hate to see it at the end of the season when the money is up for grabs and he's not able to play for you. So that would suck. But hopefully that is not the case. Hopefully he gets that out of the way early, or just they push it off to next year.
Yeah. All right. Who are you thinking for our backup quarterback?
Well, so we have some interesting things here that we could do. We could take Deshaun Watson if we want to go with the Cooper stack. Also, is Njoku still out here? Or no, he probably got taken already, didn't he?
Oh, did he? Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
He's
he
right
was
above
taken right there.
usually. Yeah.
Yeah, so he was taken already. Obviously Jerry Judy's going to be down there too. So if we want to take Watson, we could do that. That's a different bye week. We could do Cousins and also grab Mooney if we want to potentially, or grab like Algier if we want to do that. So that's potential as well. So those two guys are the ones that we probably want to look for, unless we happen to grab another wide receiver here that kind of makes sense.
All right, let's target Cousins, but we don't need to star him up yet.
Okay. If they both fall to us, if Love and like Dobbs fall to us or something, or Love and Wicks, do you want to go down that path at all or no?
Yes, I just
never mind. Jordan Love just went.
Yeah, I
forget that.
That's gonna happen. I guess the other one we can do.
I mean, we have
Jaden Daniels,
Dotson.
Jahan Dotson is a fun late one to start.
Yeah, I mean, you could take Tua and just take one of the late guys, or two of the late guys. Either Jonnu and Malik, or Jonnu and OBJ, something of that nature. Yeah. You could grab Trevor Lawrence and take Gabe Davis.
Mm-hmm.
Where is Gabe Davis? He's down here a little bit, isn't he? Yeah, right there. So there's options for us. We are up in 4 picks here.
All right. Well, I think the first thing that I'd like to do here is, I mean, unless you really want Jaden Daniels, I would say we need at least one wide receiver.
Yeah, I'm fine not taking Daniels. I mean, I obviously have a pretty decent exposure to Daniels already.
Okay, that's fine. And
any running back you want to take at all?
I was going to say, let's take a look at these guys. So Pollard and Spears are almost together now.
Yeah,
I just see Pollard just went off the board, but they were listed both as a starter. I'm still not against Wicks. I'd be down with a Spears-Wicks combo or a Spears-Cooks combo. Okay.
Do you like Shaheed at all for upside?
If you do, I'll take him. I don't have enough of him, so I'm fine with that.
Okay. I was just also thinking about later stacks for us because, Derek.
Oh, yeah. We could do Shaheed. Let's do that. And that gives us the car option.
All right. So we'll take Shaheed. And then what else do we want to do here? Because we can take another. I'm okay taking another wide receiver if you want to.
So, yeah, we went pretty heavy on running back earlier. Let's shore it up.
So, Wicks.
I want Shakir, Cooks, or Wicks.
Okay, I have a lot of Cooks. I mean, Judy's there as well if we do want to do the Watson stack.
That would be aggressive. I haven't done that often. I wish we had our exposures up. My guess is you haven't either.
Yeah, not a ton. You know what? Let's just take Cooks, man. Tried and true. I really think he's gonna have a good year. I'm gonna be
number two receiver on it. Could be a top 5 offense.
Yeah, I think right now, before I looked earlier today at my exposures, and I think I have 23 or 24% Cooks.
Oh, do you? Okay, you're way higher than me. I think I'm. What do you consider to be high? For me, anything above like 13 is high.
Really? I like, to me, I think that anything 20 or more is where you're like, that's a guy I like a lot.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of 20 or more until you get to the later round guys.
Yeah, I'm looking right now. Yeah, I have 24% Cooks right now.
Wow.
Okay. Obviously, without this draft in.
Yeah. Okay. All right, let's see how it
So
goes. So
so
we'll
right
probably
now,
need to grab Cousins in the next round now, right?
let's see. I think he's down a little bit further, isn't he?
Yep, probably.
He's 145. Let's see. We are gonna
And our next
be
pick's gonna be like
one
135. So I think that's probably or
132,
132.
133.
Yeah.
So yeah, if we want
I
him,
don't
we
want to
probably.
push it. Unless there's a ton of quarterbacks on the board and there's a chance we can, I would probably grab Cousins and a running back or a tight end in the next round.
So right now we have Purdy and then Gibbs, Pacheco, Debo, Cooper, Xavier Worthy, Jordan Addison, Rashid Shaheed, Brandon Cooks, and then Pitts.
Yeah.
So we're currently 1-2-6-1.
Yeah.
Let's
So we'll
just
make
check
it
in.
2 and then whatever.
Let's see what our boy, our buddy Wiles does here, friend of the program.
He's got an aggressive build here.
He has Trevor Lawrence, Josh Jacobs, Joe Mixon, Raheem Mostert, Zach Moss, JJ Waddle, Evans, Flowers, and Ingram. I like that team a lot.
I like it too.
Just to remind everybody, if you haven't already heard, we are doing an 8-hour live stream on August 23rd from 4 to 12 Eastern. That's 4 p.m. to 12 a.m., obviously Eastern. We will have special guests every hour. We'll be drafting BBM the entire time. There will be a couple giveaways. Stay tuned for that. So it'll be a really, really, really fun time. 8 hours live, straight through, no breaks. Okay, I say that, but I'm sure we'll take a couple breaks. But yeah, it'll be a good time. Everyone should come join us, hop in the drafts with us. Like I said, you'll be able to win some prizes, and it's a really nice time. I mean, I've done 2 24-hour live streams, so this one's going to be a piece of cake for me, but it is a lot of fun to sit here and just continuously draft, have some guests that we're going to be asking questions to, who they're most exposed to, who are their fades, who are their favorite players. So definitely it'll be obviously a bunch of drafts, but a bunch of information as well from some pretty big players within the space. So check back in with us. Make sure you mark your calendars, August 23rd, 4 p.m. to 12 a.m. Eastern.
All right. And I'm going to expect you to have your exposures uploaded by then.
I will for sure.
All right. All right.
If you haven't already, also please like, subscribe, share the stream, the channel with friends, family, coworkers. Doesn't matter who. But yeah, like this stream for us. Make sure you are subscribed. We will, when we get to 350 subscribers, be giving away a copy of the Cocktail Playbook written by Zach Berger, who is a fellow best ball DGen. You can find him on Twitter at FF Chalupa Batman. He made a cocktail for every single team in the NFL. It is very cool. I looked through it. A lot of cool drinks. I'll be definitely trying some throughout the NFL season. I thought maybe I'll just try the drink that Washington is playing that week. So, essentially drinking the blood of my enemies is the way I look at it. So, yeah, it'll be a really fun time.
You're going to have Conan the Barbarian on your second screen?
Yeah, something like that.
The lament of their women.
So we are up in 4 picks here. What are you thinking? There's some good
Pick the QB thing and see if we can push it or not.
So QBs, we got Goff, Herbert, Cousins.
I don't think we can, but we'd be overdrafting them. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's not too much of a stretch. I mean, it'd be essentially a round ahead if we want to do it.
I don't think he's going to come back to him, though. If you want him, we want him. Or we could just take not necessarily naked Goff, but Goff with Gibbs.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard. There's no one else to stack with them. It would just be them two, and I don't know how much I love that.
I'm down for some Cousins. I don't mind reaching. When I'm on the turn, I figure you end up reaching.
You kind of have to. Yeah, you're pigeonholed a little bit. What do you want to do? Do you want to take one of these running backs?
I kind of want Charbonnet.
Okay, I mean, Gus has fallen. Oh, Sharp just went anyway.
Let's grab. I want to do either Cousins, Gus, or Cousins, Mooney, depending on how you're feeling.
Okay. That's a good question. I mean, we could take Mooney and have the double up there. I mean, let's just take Cousins a while.
Mm-hmm.
If he's gonna get taken there. There we go.
I think we probably need another running back here, though.
Yeah, I mean, I'm down for Edwards, Eckler, Chandler. Love all those guys. Anybody there? I mean, Edwards has fallen 13
Edwards
spots.
or Chandler, but I think we go Edwards here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with that too. Take a little bit of the dip, right? Shares first team reps. I mean, he still has a first
Well,
team
we
rep.
talked about that. I think those first team reps are going to be with the first team in the red zone.
Yeah. So now we are at Purdy, Cousins. So we have
now
two.
Quarterback's a luxury. We can grab a third quarterback if we want towards the end. If you want to take a Russell Wilson or a Justin Fields or
I mean, I'm still open to
even if you
Watson
want to
as
do like
well.
a Sam Howell flyer, I mean,
Yeah,
you can do all types of stuff with where we're at.
Yeah, I'm still open to taking Derek Carr later if we want, or if we.
Okay.
Oh, actually, I don't know about Derek Carr. Actually, now that I think about it, because the same bye week. When I draft 3 quarterbacks, I really like when they don't all have any of the same bye weeks.
Mhm.
Watson would be potentially available for us coming back, that we would have with the Cooper stack. I mean, it's only one stack, but yeah, you're right though. A quarterback is a luxury to us now because we don't really have to do anything
I
if we
think
don't want to.
really the needs are tight end and running back.
Yeah, I guess it really depends on what wide receivers are there
Like
too.
if we see a faller on wide receiver, we can grab the 7th right now. But
yeah, we are going to be back up at 156, 157. So that's going to put us roughly in this market here. Ricky Pearsall, obviously your boy McLaughlin, Jalen Wright, Chuba, Demario Douglas, Hunter Henry, Bateman. We're not taking Adam Thielen. I'm sorry. I would have taken Noah Fant. Not sure what's up with the injury that he just got. That's another one that we didn't talk about. Noah Fant left as well. Undisclosed injury I read, so don't love that for him.
Yeah, I was going to say Fant, but he's going to continue to fall, so we just be wasting ADP/CLV or whatever.
Yep.
With Fant, because I like to try and get people overreacting on this news. So I say we skip him now, and then it's a for sure draft if he's there the 23 picks later or wherever we'll be at.
Yeah.
I think Lloyd's going to fall a little bit too with those fumbling issues in camp. I don't know how much people are keeping up with these reports, but I know that personally scared me off. Yeah,
that's very true. Mike Robb says odds on Meg reconsiders your employment after 8 straight hours with you. I give that I don't know, but it's probably 4 to 1 odds.
Especially because on those things you need talkative people.
That is true. That is very true.
So, she's going to enjoy having you there.
Yeah, and it's nice. Her and I have obviously talked about the stream. We're planning it out, and I told her having a guest on every hour really helps because you have somebody new takes. Just essentially a new voice,
almost new takes for the same questions.
Yeah, essentially, yeah, which is really nice. So you don't have to you can recycle questions and have different talking points. So that is a must. And I know we definitely have some good people on the docket. Spoiler alert: we're at 4 p.m. We are having the man, the myth, the legend, the only person who has made every single Best Ball Mania final so far, Justin Herzig from Establish the Run. So that is, that's a really great guest to have. I've had him on my 24-hour streams as well. Really down to earth guy, but very, very knowledgeable in the space. So I will definitely have some questions queued up for Mr. Herzig.
Excellent. Let me ask you a question now. Otherwise, I would know, but you didn't upload your exposures. Hawkinson, your thoughts? I've been staying away.
Yeah, so have I. I think I've drafted him like twice in my entirety, not just BBM. We're also up in 2 picks, by the way. I think he's a fine pick because, again, he's probably going to be back when the points actually matter and the money's up for grabs. But with that said, I don't want him in a 2 tight end build. He has to be 3 tight end. I'm not taking him 2 tight end.
All right, and he just went off the board there. We're up in 1. Who do you like here? I wouldn't mind some Hunter Henry.
Yeah, we have 2, 3, 6, 1. I definitely don't mind Hunter Henry. So we can do that. So yeah, so let's queue him up a while. I'm fine with that because that's different bye week as well from Pitts. Running back. So we have some luxury here because we have 2 guys that we really like. Gus Edwards could be a touchdown guy. We could shoot from the moon with Jalen Wright. I know you like McLaughlin a whole lot. Chuba's obviously in a really good spot right now as well. Any of those guys stick out to you that you really like?
From where we're at, I want Jalen Wright off the idea that the advantage for Chuba is when you do the full 0 RB and you want someone to keep you in contention those first 5 or 6 weeks till Blake Corum or Trey Benson or Marshawn Lloyd or Ty Chandler or Kendra Miller or whoever your backups are take over. We're not in that position.
Yeah.
If Chuba Hubbard's in our lineup the first 5 to 6 weeks, unless he's just the second coming of OJ Simpson.
So who do you want to pick?
Let's grab Wright. I have so much McLaughlin. I mean, you can grab McLaughlin if you want. I'm at the point where I think I was 30%, so I don't need any more.
Yep. No, I'm fine
because
with
a lot of the 30% I got in the 170 range. So I'm just okay. Like that's why we start in May, right?
Yeah, exactly. Right. I'm fine with taking Wright. Again, like if Achane goes down again, if Mostert is just, the age wall is finally hitting him.
He's probably, and he was never super durable in his prime.
Yeah.
And we're at the 4th running back spot. So we're just hoping for
upside
bounce in there here and there.
The thing I don't like about our
week after week.
Yeah, the thing I don't like about our RBs is that we only have bye weeks 5 and 6. So it's good and bad. We either just get them out of the way and then we don't have to worry about it. Also, though, I mean, we're going to have, by week 5, we're only at Pacheco and Wright right now. So we do need to address that, make sure that whoever we're drafting as our 5th and or 6th has a different bye week. But
that's fine. Yeah.
So let's go here and see where we're going to be up next. We will be 180 and 181. Let's roll down here a little bit. So that's going to put us somewhere in the Khalil Herbert, Marvin Mims, Elijah Mitchell, Jonnu Smith. Fields way up at 185 is just crazy to me now. Aldrich Estime, Corley, some of these. I really like Braylon Allen a whole lot too.
Why are you surprised about Fields being so high?
Because it's not like they've named him the starter. It's not like he's a rookie and we don't know what he can do and what he can't do. To me, they brought Russell Wilson there to manage the team, manage the game. That's what I think they're going to do. I think if they put Wilson on the field week 1, which I really do believe they're going to, he's going to be the guy all year long unless he gets hurt. No matter what, unless he's like completely sucking, unless he's like, 2 touchdowns for like 12 interceptions the first 4 weeks. I just don't see the need to put Fields out there because he's not a game manager. He's not going to go out and win you the game. He can run the ball, sure, but that was kind of done organically by him, in Chicago. I just don't think Tomlin's going to want that guy. The system doesn't fit a guy who's just going to run the ball a ton. They've always had a guy back there that can throw the ball. That is the system. I just don't think that Fields is going to be the guy. So for him to be up that far, to me, it just doesn't make sense.
To me, it makes sense with the idea that, let's just say I could come from a time machine and I said, Andrew, he's going to start week 1. He is their starter, right?
And that's different.
Starter.
Yeah.
Where would you put him? I would put him probably right around that Jaden Daniels range, the Caleb Williams range.
Nah, I can't get him that high.
He was at like number 45 last year.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That's really high for a guy in a new system with a new offense, new teammates. Unless he's just going to get there by running the ball.
Line, and he's you don't need to correlate.
That's true.
Him.
I mean, yeah, the line's better. The line and the team is better for sure.
Yeah.
I'm just not sold. Like he doesn't process things quickly when you watch him. That's why he tucks the ball and runs. It's like he's not looking through all his progressions. And to me, I just don't think Tomlin's going to put up with that shit. If he starts to just go out and just run the ball and not, they're extending drives, but they're not really pushing the ball down the field. To me, Tomlin seems like a guy that's just not going to want that. So I think he's going to implement him into packages. I just don't think that he's going to want him as the day 1 starter.
Yeah, I'm just saying that's why I'm not surprised that he's moving up. I mean, who else are you going to get at 180 that could potentially be?
Yeah, I mean, Dan Jones can run the ball, right? But I don't.
I like Daniel Jones a lot too in this format. He was top 10 2 years ago. Another guy on our screen was top 10 2 years ago as well. Geno Smith was the top 5 quarterback fantasy 2 years ago. So these things can change, and players that we don't necessarily consider, there's talent and there's fantasy production, right? I would say Geno Smith would be the opposite. A couple of guys we asked earlier. I think his fantasy production is going to be way better than his talent, because he's got a great team around him, and they're going to be chucking the ball. They're going to be chucking. This is going to be a different Seahawks team. So I think they're going to be a lot more aggressive this year. So, all right. So we kind of did a little
Yeah,
swerve here. Talk to me about who we think we should go for next. We're at 2462. The world is our oyster. We can grab whatever we want.
yeah. I guess so. With Pitts and Henry, do you want a third tight end?
Only if there's ADP value.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I'm fine not taking one if we don't want to go that route.
Yeah, it's
We
not necessary.
I definitely want one more running back for sure, and at least one more wide receiver. Um, oh man, do you want to take the shot on upside of Marvin Mims a couple spike weeks? I know you don't really like Quentin Johnston, correct?
No, I like
Yeah.
Mims.
Okay, I'm also fine with Mims. Do we do the double Mims and Troy Franklin to finish it out and just hope one of those guys can score for us multiple times this year, or no?
I'm fine with that. Or you go Mims estimate.
That is true. We could do that.
He's by
Yeah,
week 14.
yeah. Tracy's there too. Man, I like Tracy.
You
Yeah,
can
I
go
like
Tracy if you want
Tracy. I
to.
like Allen. I don't have a whole lot of Audric Estime. What's the
I don't either,
total?
but I heard he's looking pretty good over there in camp.
Yeah. Do you like him over Tyrone Tracy?
I do personally, but I have barely any Tyrone Tracy. So if you want to go that route, I'm fine with that too.
Let's take Estime.
Yeah,
It makes sense to do the team stack with him and Mims.
Yeah. Yeah. Now you potentially open yourself up to a Bo Nix as your last quarterback. So how many we have 2 picks left, right?
Yep. So we're 2-5-7-2.
All right. So let's think about the positions we want. We want another quarterback.
Let's go to the quarterbacks and see. So we got Dan Jones, Bryce Young, Carr, Bo Nix. I mean, the only thing that really would make sense for us is Bo Nix or Daniel Jones if like Hyatt's left and we want to double up on them.
Okay.
I mean, Carr, there's not really anybody left that we really want to truly do that with. Let's see. Is there any New England wide receivers? Baker. Yeah, nobody really there, so I don't really want to do that. If Tracy makes it back to us, I would like to take Tracy.
Okay.
We'll see if that happens. Roshan would be another one that has a bye that doesn't fuck up our 4 there.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of want to stay off of Elijah Mitchell for right now to see what's up with looks like he's obviously contending for the backup spot. I think he's going to get it. But
I think he's officially the backup. It's just if he's hurt.
Yeah, he is currently hurt. I think they're like a bunch of them are currently hurt right now.
I also think any type of little bump or bruise during camp, they're fine having him sit out.
Mm-hmm. So do we want to end this 2-6-8-2?
Unless we take one of those quarterbacks is available that we liked.
Yeah, Nix or Jones. If we want to go that route, I'm fine with that as long as there's a Hyatt or somebody to pair with Dan Jones.
Okay.
Are we fine if we go that route and take a wide receiver quarterback? Are we fine with these 5 running backs?
I think so.
Edwards, Wright, and Estime.
I think so.
Okay.
Because really, we're worried about week 5 and 6, and none of these guys are. These guys that we're picking now are all week 12 to 14 guys, right? You know, the guys that we would think would take over the job later, but barring a crazy week 1 injury, they're not going to do us any good for our bye weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Can't believe Kendra Miller's still on the board. Is his injury that bad?
I think it's a little bit of that and a little bit of coach speak about how he just didn't really give him Dennis Allen didn't really give him a nod of confidence. So I think it's a little bit of both. But yeah, he is falling a lot.
That's too bad. I got a ton of him.
Yeah, I also was taking him a bunch early. Oh, did Tracy? Oh yeah, Tracy went. Oh, damn it, Jake!
Yeah, I didn't think he was coming back.
Son of a bitch! This fucking guy. He didn't need Tracy. You didn't need Tracy, Jake. Come on,
You
man.
got Braylon Allen. I like that pick a lot.
Yeah, so do I. Yeah, I have a lot of Braylon Allen. Actually, I think I have like a lot of Braylon Allen.
That's where drafting early is fun. He used to be like around 18. You can just
Oh yeah,
no matter where you're at.
I have 20% Braylon Allen.
Nice, very nice.
Yeah, that could either really work out for me or not.
That's the great part about these late rounds. It doesn't kill you if you're wrong.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I would say most of my wacky exposures are towards the end, because I don't think there's another Puka or Kyron this year. So I really don't feel like my opportunity cost is that high.
We're going to be up next. We'll see what this guy does. But we might be able to do our stack there if we want. So we can. Where are the wide receivers? Are they? Do we have? Did Hyatt go?
Slayton, yeah, Hyatt's gone.
Okay, so we will. Do we want to do that?
Yeah, let's do that.
All right, so we're gonna do.
All right. Yeah, as you can tell, I'm feeling under the weather today, Andrew. I don't know if I brought the energy that I usually do, but I feel like we drafted a good team in spite of it.
Yeah, overall not bad. So yeah, we will go over this. We'll go over Wiles' team. If anybody else is in the chat wants us to go over your team, we definitely will do that for you. Hartman says Tyron Tracy getting some first team in the joint practices. I have been reading that. He's been kind of sharing with Singletary, and I've been kind of off Singletary all year long. So that would be nice for me if Tyron Tracy eats into that Singletary workload. And yeah, Dennis Allen tank Kendry's ADP.
Wow, I missed that. Okay. I thought it was just going down off the injury. Hamstrings running backs dropping made sense to me, right? I mean, it wasn't like I was like injured his hamstring and he fell, but I didn't realize how much Dennis Allen had to do with that.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a winner of our pod. He got Brock Bowers.
Who's that? The guy I was just on?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's I believe it's Dalton Cates. Pretty sure that's who that is.
Yeah, it's pretty sharp getting Bowers.
Not non-biased opinion.
Yeah. So of my overexposures, the most are Bowers and McLaughlin, and as the camp has progressed, I'm feeling better about the Bowers exposure. I'm worried that McLaughlin might come back to bite me. But on most of the drafts I got him in, I was getting him in the 180s. I think he's gone up around 30 spots since the beginning of this deal. So, I think that's why it's kind of fun. So, all right, let's talk about Wiles' team real quick. What do you think?
Yeah, so here the draft's going to end soon. I'll re-pull it back up because it's going to mess us up here. But I did see Hartman said Allen said something like it's hard to make the team from the training room. Yeah, that's again not a vote of confidence there. All right, let me go.
Did you hear Bill Parcells would literally not talk to you when you're hurt?
No.
He would like isn't that some like high school girl stuff, like Mean Girls?
Is third pick McCaffrey normal? Josh Allen or Hurts went 1 and 2. No, that's
not normal.
No. Or are you in the super flex draft?
Yeah, you have to be in the super flex.
Yeah, I was gonna say like that doesn't seem right for BBM. Yeah. So Wiles here. He went 2.682, just like us. Oh no, I'm sorry. We went 2.592. No, 3.582.
Yeah, 3.582.
Yeah, 3.582. So he has Trevor Lawrence, Tua, like that.
I have that combo a lot.
It's a nice combo. Yeah. Josh Jacobs, Joe Mixon, Raheem Mostert, Zach Moss, Braylon Allen, and Tyrone Tracy. Also like that. I mean, I'm not like high on Jacobs. But he could be really good. Mixon, if he's not injured, can be really good. And I like Moss and Mostert a lot. Obviously, I love Allen as well. So that's a pretty solid room there. Mm-hmm. Wide receivers: Justin Jefferson, Jalen Waddle, Mike Evans, Zay Flowers, Gabe Davis, Rashad Bateman, Malachi Corley, and Tyler Boyd. and then tight ends Evan Ingram and Luke Musgrave. So I
A
like
really good
this
team.
a lot. What are your thoughts here on the wide receivers and tight ends room?
I mean, he takes up a lot of my favorites. I talked earlier how much I like Waddle. Um, I'm not necessarily high on Zay Flowers, but I think at a great ADP there, 44. That's about where I would take him to. Corley's a guy that I don't have a lot of, but we talk about opportunity cost. I don't think that someone else at 173 is necessarily that much more of a slam dunk. And Tyler Boyd is one of my favorite picks. And to get him at 212 is just you got to feel like it's Christmas in August.
Yeah, I mean, he has some nice correlations here too. Has some good stacks, so I do like this. I like it a lot. These wide receivers
I would have
here,
gone 3 tight ends. That would be my only thing. I think
really,
his
even with
running
Evan
back room
Ingram.
was. So my concern with Ingram is if Brian Thomas is actually effective in that role, he could eat up a lot of those targets that Ingram was getting. I know the tight end is the lowest scoring position, but maybe you could have thrown instead of Corley or someone a third tight end there. I don't know about Musgrave, man. I think Tucker Kraft's a better player. And now that he's back, I mean, I don't know.
they took Musgrave higher when they took both of them. So the capital's there for Musgrave. I know he was injured, but
I don't think they care
I
about
like
that at this
Musgrave.
point, though, right?
I don't know. I mean, it's only year 2 for them, so yet to be seen, I think, yet to be determined. I like Musgrave probably more than the average person, so I'm
Okay, so
okay.
it sounds like you like it. So with your evaluations of those 2 tight ends, and I'm really high on Ingram too. I think I've been backing off just a little bit lately, probably because I like Brian Thomas so much too. And I'm like, it's just, can they both get there?
Yeah, I mean, you're right. If Thomas is really good and takes those Evan Ingram's targets, then that may not be what you want, is only have it with 2. But until that's seen, I think that the build is fine with those 2 guys.
Yeah, overall, I think it's a great team. It actually reminds me of a lot of the teams that I draft. I mean, I think the other player take I have against him is I just kind of ignore Mixon. But he got him at pick 68. So
yeah, it's not bad. I mean, little value there. I mean, overall, I like the team.
Great team.
I'm going 8.7.
Yeah, really good.
I like that. Looks like Will Smith, Will Smith in here. That's funny. Also, can y'all rate 7 spot? So the 7 spot, he was Will MVP.
Yeah,
he was with us before. Sorry, Will. I apologize. I forgot your tag there. So he went 2-4-8-4. So before we even rate this, I will immediately tell you I'm not going to like this team as much because that's 4 tight ends. I never go 4 tight ends. The data shows that 4 tight ends does not advance as well as 2 and 3. So right out of the gate, Will, no offense, do not go 4 tight ends, brother. Now let's see who's 4 tight ends though. Njoku, Fant, Parkinson, and Michael Mayer. I honestly would have taken one of these guys. I'm fine with either one of these guys. I would have not drafted both of them.
I would have tried to get a third quarterback there just for your week 12 or week 14 by, what is it, 14?
Yeah, he has the 14 here.
Even I like to get a Derek Carr or a McCarthy or someone just to try and get some points. That's going to be rough. And that's going to be the week deciding everything, right? So he's going to be neck and neck in his pod, and then he's not going to have a quarterback that week.
Yeah, so I think he's just hoping that he's just enough ahead that he doesn't have to worry about it. But so he has Richardson, Stroud. I love the QBs. I mean, that's a great QB room. Obviously both by week 14, so which sucks. Barkley, Kamara.
Yeah, that's the only problem with that combination. But like I said, if you got a third one there, especially with one of those tight end picks, I mean, all you just need is 10 to 15 points, right? Even if it was the Bo Nix or a JJ McCarthy here or a Derek Carr. I think you've been better off getting. I mean, let's see. Our week 14 is not on there, right? But I think the Derek Carr is going to help you more than that 4th tight end.
Yeah, no, I agree. I would have much preferred to do the QB here because
now let's talk about the robust RB. Who are the RBs?
And just one last thing on the QBs too is QBs are generally going to score you the most points. You don't want to take a 0 in a week, and the tight ends generally score you the least amount of points. So if you need to sacrifice there, that's a little better. Just words of wisdom. So running backs: Barkley, Kamara, Ford, and Dobbins. Love these 3. I like that start. Probably would have
I think
taken
it's pretty
one more.
robust. And we talked about Dobbins. You've already got Barkley and Kamara and Ford, who I can't believe we didn't talk about Ford because it feels like that's all we talk about when you and I get together, Andrew. But you and I are both really high on him. And Sebastian talked about how squatting doesn't necessarily mean that he's going to be out there cutting again.
That's right.
I think it was worth the gamble. Once again, though, maybe 5 running backs would have been okay, just in case Dobbins goes out week 2, which has happened before.
Yep. Yeah. But still, like those guys. Wide receivers: Amon-Ra St. Brown, Pittman, McLaurin, Dobbs, Jacoby Myers, Darnell Mooney. Oh God, Adam Thielen. Oh no, another point docked off this team, and DJ Chark. I mean, you started off good. Amon-Ra, Pittman, McLaurin. Those are solid guys. Dobbs, I don't mind either. Yeah,
Dobbs, I think, is one of the most undervalued players in the game right now, and I can't believe he even got him at ADP.
Yeah, that's good. And I also like Myers. Myers is a very consistent guy, so he'll get you consistent points. He's not a week winner, but he'll get you consistent points. So that's something that you can
Devontae Adams gets hurt, who's 32 years old, and that's not. I mean, anybody can get hurt. So this is the NFL, and you're getting hit by guys that weigh 250 pounds that do steroids. So anybody can get hurt. And if that's the case, Jacoby Myers becomes the Puka Nacua of this year. He gets so many targets.
Yeah, Myers. Yeah, I mean it's a fine pick, very consistent with good upside. Mooney,
especially where he took the risk, where he can pop in the lineup and he doesn't kill you if he has a bad week.
Yeah. And then obviously we went over the tight ends there. I'm just looking to see his stack. So he has Richardson and then Pittman. I don't think he took any. Okay, good. He didn't take anybody else there, which I'm fine with. Running quarterbacks, I think one is plenty. You don't need a ton with a running quarterback. Stroud. Did he take? I don't think he has any Houston players, does he?
No,
none. So Nakey Stroud. It's not. I don't love that because again, usually with a quarterback that you're taking naked, you want them to have some running ability.
I'd rather have Richardson naked.
100%, definitely. I mean, good players. Build lacks a little bit. And don't love that the same quarterbacks are on bye week 14. Don't love the 4 tight ends, obviously. Overall though, I mean, your players are good.
I think the player takes are good.
Yeah, you're just gonna need some help with
leaves a little bit to be desired.
Yeah, you're gonna need some help on how to construct a team here a little bit now, unless this is different than what you normally do. Let's see here. Jake Wild says Myers could be a monster with Devontae. Trade rumors halfway through the year. That's true as well.
Yeah,
could get traded.
Get hurt, right?
Oh, he said Stroud happened. Oh, gotcha.
That makes sense too, because I don't know why you would target Stroud because you already know that you whiffed on the 3 top receivers.
Yep. So that makes a little bit more sense, but overall, I mean, I don't love it. I'm gonna give it a 5.9.
Yeah,
come back.
Great player takes. Just a little bit of roster construction. I'll work on that a bit.
And then we'll just hit on our team 3-5-8-2. Purdy, Cousins, Jones, no same bye weeks, which I like for 3 QBs. Running backs: Gibbs, Pacheco, Edwards, Jalen Wright, Estime. 3 solid guys or 2 really solid guys.
Yeah, if we're ourselves, we're going to say we didn't bye week our running backs, right?
Right, correct. Yeah, and we made it is what it is with those guys.
Estime might not even be in the lineup in week 5 and week 6.
This is true. It's very true. So it kind of is what it is there. But
Jalen Wright might not be either.
Yes.
Week 6,
love the Gibbs Pacheco start. Edwards is a good touchdown guy. Wright and Estime, just pure upside plays there. So Debo, Cooper, Worthy, Addison, Shaheed, Cooks, Mims, and Slayton. So we have 2 really solid guys, a really high a high ceiling, low floor in Worthy. Addison, if he plays all year long, that's a great pick there. Shaheed, very good guy for like some boom or bust plays. He might get us 3 or 4 like really good spike week guys. Cooks, pretty consistent. I think we needed that with some question marks here. Mims, again, and a guy that I think can just go up and have a couple big spike weeks if they utilize him correctly. And then Darius Slayton obviously was just kind of correlating with Dan Jones. You never know who you're going to need week 17. And then Pitts and Henry. Pitts obviously has all the upside in the world, and Henry's the touchdown guy. So I think we did that correctly as well. Overall, I'm happy with the team. Not our best work, not our worst work for sure. He said, "Y'all running again?" No, once a stream, but we are live. If you don't follow us all the time, make sure you do subscribe, hit the notifications. We are live 4 times a week. We at least do drafts 4 times a week. Sometimes 5 as well. So make sure you are subscribed. Will, we appreciate you coming in here. It was fun drafting with you. Love to see you draft again with us so we can look at that team again. Maybe, see a better build construction this time. But again, appreciate everyone. A spread. Got anything for the good people before we head out?
No, this was fun. Like I said, I apologize for not bringing the energy. That's what I was a little worried about earlier, but I still think the team ended up great. So that's what really matters.
Yeah. Yep. All right, everybody. Well, hey, thanks for hanging in there. Again, visit fanspeak.com for articles. Go over to bestballoverlay.com. Try that out. Use code fanspeak. If you haven't hopped on Underdog yet, use that code fanspeak again on Underdog for up to $250 bonus deposit. We will see all of you later.